It's clear that Virginians have been getting very poor service from the Postal Service, particularly in the aftermath of this process reform improvement and the creation of this Richmond distribution center. This center was touted as kind of the new wave of the Postal Service. It was going to be more efficient and also lead to better customer service. But in fact, the opposite has been true. And Virginia has been ranked among the poorest in terms of delivery times, lost mail, et cetera, in the last few months. And that certainly matches up with what we've been hearing. A Senate office is nothing if not a collection point for customer complaints. People call our offices all the time. I have 6 offices around Virginia, and because everybody relies on the post office, there's always complaints, but they've been at a fairly manageable level. Every once in a while, one region seems to be doing worse than the others. But beginning in the fall of last year, the customer service complaints, particularly in and around Richmond, really skyrocketed and really were troubling. People not getting tax bills and then having to pay penalties and interest. The thing that really was the last straw for me was a bunch of veterans who had been getting treatment at the VA who had given colon cancer screening samples. The samples were to be mailed to the lab, and because of delays, the samples by the time they got to the lab were no good, and people had to resubmit samples. This is no way to treat veterans who were waiting on potentially very tough news about their medical conditions. I will say this, I deal with a lot of federal agencies. I take tours of federal facilities all the time. I've never had a harder experience, getting in, getting answers, getting a tour in any office I've tried to visit in the last 10 years than trying to get answers about the distribution center in Sandston. We set up a tour 2 Fridays ago. It happened to be the day that the budget needed to be done. Senator Warner and I needed to be in DC to vote on the budget that day. There was a small portion of that budget that connected to the Postal Service. And so I was not able to make the tour, but Congresswoman McClellan, Congressman Whitman, and I think Congressman Scott for a portion of the tour did take it and saw, what the Postal Service is trying to do with this reform.